Hey guys, welcome to the 93rd, that's right, 93rd animated edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential Animated Edition. Well, you get the idea. The 93rd edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. And we're going to head to the land of the Sonic franchise, but we're going to talk about a female character from the Sonic franchise that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it does have a fan base, believe it or not. And that is Sonic's sister. Yes, he has a sister in an alternate dimension or universe, depending on how you view it. Her name is Sonia, or Sonia, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Sonia to basically sound like Sonic, or just Sonia, or Sonia, if you will, however you want to view it. But yeah, Sonia. What can be said about this girl? I mean, of course, in the series, she's voiced by Jaleel White, who voiced Sonic and does it again in the Sonic Underground series, along with Sonia and Manic. And to be honest, it's going to sound crazy when I say this, but I think they did a good job when they had Jaleel do this, because Sonia is portrayed as the twin sister of Sonic. Now, basically, her, Sonic, and Manic are all born at the same time. Of course, not, all at once, but basically, like, Sonia obviously is is the oldest, it seems, by a few moments, and then Sonic followed, and then Manic. Kind of like that. I mean, they're basically the same age, but, from an age perspective, she's like the oldest by, I would say, if you want to put minutes in there, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 5 minutes, or whatever. Mostly probably 10 minutes. She's the oldest. But anyway, Sonia is quite a character. I mean, her backstory, of course, just like with Sonic and Manic, is the mom in Sonic Underground, Queen Alina, has to give them up for a prophecy to come true. The prophecy being that her and her children will get back together as the Council of Four to overthrow Robotnik. So anyway, she has to give up her kids, and she leaves Sonia with kindly aristocrat, and Sonia is raised in those ways. She's raised in the ways of an aristocrat, of basically being waited on, eating certain things, doing certain things. And it isn't until she reunites with Sonic and the realities of what's going on, that, she starts to she starts to realize that she has to kind of make some major sacrifices, and instead of being waited on or being used to some things, she has to fend for herself and, adapt to eating certain things that she would originally find disgusting or not suitable, stuff like that. And overall, Sonia is a very cool character. I mean, there's no getting around that. I mean, you could definitely tell that if you wanted to look from a leadership perspective between the three, that, despite her aristocrat roots, if you will, and a bit of her stubbornness and stuff like that, if you put all that aside, she is looked at like the leader. She is looked at, basically what I'm trying to say, as the leader between her and her brothers. Like, she's the one that takes the lead. She's the one that's able to sometimes come up with the ideas, and she can even pilot, aircraft if she has to, or, drive their mobile assault van or tour van that can, I think, transform into a weaponized van at times. I'm not really sure. But she can do a lot of things, she can do a lot of things outside of her exterior that, you don't normally think someone that has aristocrat roots would do. And that's kind of cool to see. And I know some people would make the comparison and say, well, if she is like a leader, she comes up with plans, she could do certain things. That sounds like Sally, right? Yeah, it does sound like Sally, and from Sonic SatAM and the Archie books. And I think maybe that was the inspiration for Sonia a little bit. Like, Sonia is going to be a mixture of both Sonic and Sally. That was the thing. Like, she's going to have this, she's going to be a hybrid where she's raised. This is how I look at it. Sonia when they were creating the character of her, they looked at, okay, who was the last lead female we had in the previous show, and they saw Sally, and they realized, oh, wait a minute, it's the Sally character. Let's mix a bit of her personality in there along with Sonic's, but have it rooted, or have this character rooted in an aristocrat way. Basically, she's raised aristocrat-wise, but she has the attitude or the hybrid personality of both Sally from SatAM and Sonic. Like, being daring and risky and doing things that normally, some people of the aristocrat-wise would be, against. Like, for example, when we see her as a kid, she's doing flips and everything. She's doing like little balancing acts, much to the chagrin of her guardian's dismay. So she's always been like that. She's like a bit of a rebel, like very Sonic-like. But when it comes to like being a leader, like coming up with plans and stuff like that, she has a little bit of that Sally personality mixed in. So I think, again, like I said, when they created her, I think they realized that they needed to give her a personality that was kind of a mixture of Sonic's and the last lead female character they had in the series, and that was Sally. So I think that's why, she became very popular with a lot of fans, is the fact that you could sense that familiarity with her character. You could sense it. You could see it. And I don't think I can say any more than that, if you will, when it comes to how she is personality-wise. I mean, she is a fighter. She does know martial arts. There's no doubt about that. She can fend for herself. And again, she's just a great character. I mean, I know some people might have their differences about her, but when it comes to like someone that you can honestly believe to be an integral part in the main Sonic Prime, Mobius Prime, Archie universe, whatever, as a character, like a long-lost sibling or something like that, or cousin of Sonic's that you didn't know existed until now, she could definitely pass for that. There is no doubt. She could definitely pass for that. Overall, she is just an overall good character. She is. She has a good art and everything. She always wants to do what's right. She always wants to make sure things, are followed to a T. The plans are always followed through. I mean, she even does what Sally. Again, going back to the fact that I think they had Sally's personality mixed in with Sonic's to create her. She even gets on Sonic sometimes to, being too risky, like basically not following through on the plans. Like, how many times can we recall in SatAM and even in the Archie books, Sally getting on Sonic for, for basically putting a plan in danger, all because he just wants to goof around, or he just wants to run around and, act like it's no big deal kind of deal. How many times has she done that? A lot. And she does that because she cares about him, but she also cares about him and his safety, but she also wants to get the mission done. She wants to get things done to a T. Same with Sonia here. So, again, you notice that similarity and that mixture of personalities within her. But overall, she's a great character, and there have been many episodes in the Underground that centered on her as the main focus. And, she's even had several love interests, believe it or not, in the series. As a matter of fact, we're introduced to her fiance, or soon-to-be ex-fiance, Balterby, who's like an Antoine character, but he doesn't fight. And it's because of her that he basically, towards the series ends, kind of becomes a rebel himself, a resistance fighter himself. He goes on the run, if you will, because, he's going to get roboticized because he starts showing an allegiance towards the resistance, to the freedom fighters, because he cares for Sonia. He loves Sonia so much that he's willing to finally, towards the series end, give up his status to be something else. And that's great character development, especially when it's thanks to another character who's a main character that develops very, very well, in my opinion, herself. So overall, she's a great character. Now, does she have some emotional moments here and there? Yeah, she does. I mean, when they see the mom or they hear the mom or something like that, yeah, there is emotion that comes out of her because, they want to be united. When she sees what happens to her guardian and everything, she's not happy. And she's saddened and everything because, this could have been prevented. But besides that, she is a leader, and she also knows how to have fun. There is no doubt. She knows how to have fun. She knows how to get down with it, get a little silly. In fact, one of the songs that they sing is the Egyptian song, We Are Sonic Underground. And there's a moment in there where she goes completely flat. Like, she turns around, and she just becomes like a flat two-dimensional, like she got hit by a steamroller and everything. And then, just turns around back to three-dimensional. It's really cool. It's just like a really cool sequence in that video. But the point is, she is but the point I'm getting at is Sonia, despite how you might feel about Sonic Underground as a series, is a good character. And she has a fan base that, to this day, feels that they could have done more with the character than what they did. And perhaps someday down the line we may find that out. Again, like I said, she's the kind of character that if you want to introduce her into like the SatAM world of Sonic, or even the post-SGW Sonic Genesis world of Sonic when it was under Archie Comics as maybe like the long lost cousin or sister of Sonic, and add her to the mix, she wouldn't feel out of place. Like, she would fit in perfectly, like she was always meant to be there. But anyway, though, that's all I could say for Sonia the Hedgehog of Sonic Underground, of the Sonic franchise. Here on the 93rd, we are 7 away from 100 edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'm out.